Hello, welcome to Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. The subject name is Strength of Material. This is for third sem mechanical students, the Department of Mechanical Engineering. The Unit 2 name is Center of Gravity and Moment of Inertia. Right, I am going to cover only moment of inertia. In moment of inertia, we are going to study number of things. What is the definition of moment of inertia? What would be the unit of moment of inertia? What would be the moment of inertias of different cross sections? After that, what would be the formula for moment of inertia of plane areas or plane laminas? Number of things we are going to study in this class. This is also very important chapter, very important unit for mechanical engineering students. And in competitive examinations like KPSC, SSC, UPSC, there would be number of competitive exams. This chapter is very important for that point of also. In today's class, when we are going to cover only moment of inertia. This would be the second session. In first session, we have covered almost all things, basic things about the moment of inertia. Firstly, we have covered what is the definition of moment of inertia. After that, what would be the unit? That is very important for as a problematic subject point of view, right? What is the unit of moment of inertia? After that, what are the methods of finding moment of inertia? There will be two types of methods that is very much essential for finding moment of inertia, right? There will be two methods. After that, we have derived one formula for plane areas, how to find out the moment of inertia of plane areas. Okay, these are the things we have covered in first session. And other things also we have covered. What is the formula for finding moment of inertia of different cross sections? I mean different sections like rectangular, hollow rectangular, circle, semicircle, hollow circle, trapezium. That would have derived. I mean the formula would be studied in previous session. Right. In today's session also very important. That would be very much related to session 1. Once you understood session 1, this session 2 is very easy. How to solve the different types of problems. The basic things would be main important. This is the extended part of that session 1. Right. I am going to give briefly about first session. In first session, we have covered moment of inertia, definition of moment of inertia. I will explain very shortly. What do you mean by moment of inertia? The second force of moment, second moment of force is called as the moment of inertia, as you are aware of in previous session, right? First session. After that, we had about units of moment of inertia. The unit of moment of inertia is millimeter raised to 4. For plane areas, how to find out moment of inertia of plane areas? That would be summation of A into R square. Summation of A into R square, where A is equal to the area of the unit of A is equal to millimeter square. A is equal to millimeter square plus R into R is equal to millimeter. R square is equal to millimeter square. Millimeter square into millimeter square is equal to millimeter raised to 4. The unit of moment of inertia is millimeter raised to 4. That we had in previous session, right? In previous session, we had about what are the methods of finding moment of inertia. There would be two methods, very simple methods. One is Routh rule method, second one is by integration method. You much aware of that two methods of finding moment of inertia. After that, we have derived one formula. How to find out the moment of inertia of plane areas or plane figures or plane laminas. That formula is called I is equal to summation of A1 plus R1 plus R square plus A1 R2 square plus A3 R3 square and so on. This is the basic formula for moment of inertia of plane areas. This we had in previous session. Right. After that, we had about the moment of inertia of different sessions. Different sessions means That would be one. First one is rectangular. What would be the formula? There would be two axes. One is y-axis and x-axis. One another one is y-axis. Right. What is the moment of inertia about x-axis and moment of inertia of y-axis? We had about previous classes. Right. Rectangular also, hollow rectangular, circular also, hollow circular also. Right. We had about that things. Right. But in today class, we are going to cover three contents. Right. Firstly, theorem of perpendicular axis. Secondly, theorem of parallel axis, and thirdly, problems on standard cross sections. Okay. First, what is the statement of perpendicular axis? Secondly, what is the theorem of parallel axis? And based on those, we will know about what are the problems we are supposed to come across. Right. Okay. Okay, we are going to come theorem of perpendicular axis. Right. In this session, we have to cover perpendicular axis theorem, parallel axis theorem, some problems. Right. Firstly, before going to explain, I am going to explain. I will explain the statement. Right. It states that if Ixx and Iyy, what are those Ixx and Iyy? Ixx be the moment of inertia x direction, Iy means moment of inertia about y axis. Be the moment of inertias of plane section. This point is very important. Plane sections, right? Plane sections. I will explain everything. First, before that, you have to be the statement. Okay. If the moment of inertia Ixx and Iyy be the moment of inertias, right? Both are moment of inertia, Ixx and Iyy of plane section. This would be the plane section. About two perpendicular axes meeting at O. This x also, this y also meeting at point O. O means origin. This circle, what they have given in figure, this circle we call it as plane areas. This we call it as plane area. Okay. In this, there would be two directions, x direction, and this y would be your y direction. Right. After meeting these 2 points, intersection of this line and intersection of this y line, there would be one origin. That origin we call it as O. Right. These both are. It is also have some momentum. This is also have momentum. This momentum we call it as moment of inertia. This also we call it as moment of inertia. This we call it as moment of inertia about x-axis. This we call it as moment of inertia about y-axis. Okay. Up to here we have come. Right. I guess you understood very well. Right. After that, the moment of Izz, how it will come across? The moment of inertia Izz about the axis ZZ. It would be on ZZ axis. That would be in the perpendicular to the plane and passing through the intersection of Ixx and Iyy. This would be the perpendicular. Always it would be perpendicular like this. This would be like this, perpendicular. I will draw this one. This would be the Z. Right. This Z is only come across when the origin of this point and intersection of this x and this y. Okay. The formula would be Izz is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. Okay. I will explain one more time. I will erase these things. Okay. Okay. I will take pen. Okay. You all understood this circle. What is this circle? We call it as plane area. Okay. After that, there would be two directions. One is x direction. This is x direction. This is y direction. Okay. There would be some moment. This we call it as moment of inertia about x direction. This would be moment of inertia about y direction. We are supposed to find out this direction. How we are supposed to find out? there would be this line is coming this side, this line is coming this side. There would be one intersection. This point we call it as O. This O we call it as origin. Right? How will arise that I Z? This always would be at O point, origin point, and the intersection of this x direction and this y direction. The intersection of both I Z about the z axis is perpendicular to the plane. That would be very much perpendicular and passing through the intersection of this is intersection, this is x, this is y. Both are intersecting at origin. After that, another thing will arise, that thing we call it as z, the moment of inertia about z. Okay, the formula would be Izz is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. Where Izz is equal to Izz will be the moment of inertia about z axis is equal to Ixx be the moment of inertia about x axis and Iyy be the moment of inertia about y axis. Okay. I guess you well understood about this theorem, perpendicular axis theorem. Okay. Second content we are going to study. The second content would be theorem of parallel axis. In previous slide we had about the theorem of perpendicular axis. I guess you students are very well understood about the theorem of perpendicular axis. And next topic is the theorem of parallel axis. Before going to start with the explanation, I will give a statement that is related to theorem of parallel axis. The statement would be, if the moment of inertia of a plane area about an axis through its center of gravity is denoted by Ig. Up to here we have come. Up to here we have come. Right, up to here we have come. Before going to do the next statement, I will explain up to here. This is plane. You are all aware of that. This would be the plane. Right. This is called as plane area. Plane area. This we call it as y-axis, and this we call it as x-axis. Right. This y-axis and this axis meeting at a point. This point we call it as center of gravity. As you know, in center of gravity chapter, this point we denoted by Ig. This point we denoted by Ig. This we denoted by, this would be the center of gravity. Right, up to here we have come. Then after that, then the moment of inertia of the area about any other planes. I am taking reference as this plane A and B. This plane A and B. This theorem is the use of this theorem is, I want to calculate the new parallel line with reference to the axis. How to find out the different parallel line? This theorem will come into occurrence. Right. I will explain properly. Then the moment of inertia of any area about any other axis AB, this would be the AB parallel to the first. This would be the first line. This would be the first line. And at a distance of, from this first line to this reference we call it as h. Distance would be h. From the center of gravity is denoted by h. The formula would be, if we want to find out this AB, is equal to Ig, moment of inertia of this particular lamina, plus this height square, because it will rotate in both directions. For that reason we are taking this as h square. After that, this particular area, it has some. For that reason we are taking A. The formula would be IAB is equal to Ig plus A into h square. Okay, I will explain one more time. I will erase these things. Right. Okay. Concentrate properly. Okay, I am taking pen. Okay. I am going to take one lamina. This has some area, right? This we call it as A. Right. This has some axis also. This axis we call it as x-axis, this we call it as y-axis. Okay. it is meeting at a point. This particular point we call it as CG. This is also called as, if CG come across, this is the only moment of inertia, I. This we also call it as I, moment of inertia about this CG. Okay. After that, I am taking another one reference line. This is AB. This is A. This is B. I want to find out moment of inertia about this AB line. That is parallel to x-axis, right? This parallel means this total distance we call it as h, height of this particular from reference to the axis of the lamina. Okay. Nextly, how to find out this AB value, moment of inertia about A value. This formula would be like this. You want to find AB. IAB is equal to moment of inertia about AB is equal to moment of inertia about this CG, means this rotation CG, moment of inertia, plus this area particularly, and this height. It would be on both sides. For that reason we are taking HS square. Okay, I guess you people understood very well. We well understood about both theorems like perpendicular axis theorem and parallel axis theorem. I will give a brief note about that. In successive classes, we are going to solve the problem based on parallel axis theorem, so that you are supposed to understand properly the theorem of parallel axis. The formula would be IAB. IAB means this is the new parallel axis we want to find out. Then IAB is equal to IG plus A into H square. IG is equal to moment of inertia of lamina plus A is equal to area of that particular section, and H is equal to height of that particular section. Right. That parallel axis is very important for your problem solving classes. Right. Before that, this slide I am going to give explanation about how to solve the composite sections, how to find out what procedure you have to follow, what are the procedure you have to follow to solve the composite section problems like L section, T section and I section. What are the steps you should have to follow? Right. Firstly, the moment of inertia of composite sections like L, T and I may be found out by the following steps. Firstly, first of all, split up the given section into plane areas. For example, rectangular, triangular, circular, etc. and find out the center of gravity of the section. This first point you would have studied in center of gravity. The first point you would have studied in, and you have solved number of problems on center of gravity chapter. Right. Like that only you have to solve the center of gravity problems in this session also, in this chapter also. Right. Secondly, find out the moment of inertia of these areas about their respective center of gravity. For example, T section having two rectangular section, two components it having. Right. For that reason, if two components are there, you separately find out the moment of inertia of both rectangular sections. After that you have to club it. Okay. After finding out the moment of inertia of individual sections, I mean individual section by using center of gravity, third steps you have to follow is transfer these moment of inertia into parallel axis theorem. The formula would be IAB is equal to IG plus A into H square. Okay. Lastly, after finding the different or respective sessions of different cross sections, you have to sum all those things into single one. That we call it as moment of inertia. Fourth point, I am going to explain fourth point. The moment of inertia of given section may be now obtained by the algebraic sum of moment of inertia about required axis. Okay, this is about explanation. I will read one more time for proper understanding. Right. The moment of inertia of composite section LTI. Composite section means there would be three things, L, T and I. Because L contains two components, T contains two components, I also contains three components. Okay, may be found out by the following steps. First one. First of all, split up the section into plane areas. That may be rectangular or a triangle, anything you have to split it. Right? You have to split it. After splitting, you have to individually find out the center of gravity for those split sections. Right. Second point is you have to find out each that split you have done now. Each component, each section you have to find out separately the moment of inertias. Third point, after finding separate moment of inertias, you have to be solving by using parallel axis theorem. That would be IAB is equal to Ig plus A into H square. Okay. Lastly, after finding the whole moment of inertias, you have to be club or you have to be algebraic sum of all those moment of inertia. This content is I guess this is very difficult to understand before going to solve the problem. While going to solve the problem, I will explain each and every point of view. Okay. Okay, I am going to start with our third content, problem of moment of inertia. I am taking first session, T session. We are going to solve this problem. I supposed to read the problem. Find the moment of inertia of T section as shown in figure about x-axis and y-axis through the CG of the section. We have to find out both x-axis and y-axis. Moment of inertia about x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Firstly, I will explain about the diagram. I will take pen. Firstly, I will explain about diagram. This is T section, right? From here to here, the distance would be 150 millimeter. From top of most to the bottom most is 200 millimeter. And this web, how much? 50 millimeter. This web means total. This web total web is called as 50 millimeter. Okay. As I said previous slide, first we have to split. The given section. Okay. I am going to split. There would be two rectangles. In this section, there would be two rectangles. First one, this one. Second one is this one. But I am going to split. This is first component. This is second component. Okay. The first component CG is here, and second component CG is here. Okay, half of the component that would be. Okay. I will erase these things. As you studied in center of gravity chapter, lowest line is for calculating y values, and leftmost line would be calculation for x values. Listen carefully, I will explain properly. When we are taking lowest line, this is also called as horizontal line. When you are taking horizontal line, we have to go verticals. When we are taking horizontal lines while going vertical, we found with y values. When you are taking left corner vertical lines, we have to go with horizontal line for finding x values. Right. After that, I will erase this one for proper understanding. Okay. After completion, this splitting of this done, our lowest line is like axis line. That all thing we have to do. This lowest line is for calculating y values. This axis we calculating for x values. Okay. This is first component, right? This is first component. I am taking out this component outside. Right. This is first component outside. This would be rectangular. Right. This total distance is 150 millimeter. Right. This distance is 50 millimeter. Right. And horizontal reference is how much away from this one? From here to here distance. Right. Here to here distance means from here to here it is having 150 millimeter. How it 150 millimeter? this total distance would be 200 millimeter. This web distance is 50 millimeter. I want to find out from here to here. For that reason, 200 minus this 50, how much is equal to 150 millimeter. How we supposed to take from this horizontal line up to, we have to go half of the component here. This would be your y1. Okay, half of the component. Okay, firstly I am taking rectangular one component outside. How to find out rectangular area? This would be 150 and this would be 50. I am taking some color change. Okay, 150 into 50 is equal to 7500 millimeter square. The first component area, this much area we have covered. Okay, after that, how to find out y1? Which reference we have to take? I already been told horizontal reference for calculating y values. Go vertical from here to half of the component. How much distance? From here to here it is 150. From here to half of the component is 50 divided by 2. For that reason, 150 plus 50 divided by 2 is equal to 175 millimeter. The unit of y is equal to millimeter. Okay. After that, I am going to change color. Right. I'm going to change color. Okay. For calculating x value, we have to take reference as vertical. Here, this was the vertical. It is on the component. This is on the component like this. Right. From here to this half of the component. From here to half of the component, this distance would be the x value. Total would be 150 divided by 2. Half of the component is 150 divided by 2 is equal to 75 millimeter. This completes the calculation of rectangular section 1. Okay, I guess you understood very well. For your understanding purpose, I am taking that first component, I am taking outside. Look, like as looking like that, you have to take out from the component for better understanding. Okay, this completes the calculation of rectangular 1. I am erasing this one. Right, erasing this one for better understanding. Okay, now I am going to calculate second component. This is second component. This vertical in a fashion. I am taking those as is, like this is vertical in a fashion like this. This component I am taking outside. This component I am taking outside. Right. This distance would be 50 millimeter and this distance would be 150 millimeter. Okay. After that, it is on the axis of this horizontal line. From here to go half of the component. Right. This will give you y value. And this from here to here, the left line is distance from far away. From here to here. Okay, from here to half of the component, how much we have to take? From here to half of the component. From here to half of the component. How much distance? From here to half of the component is 75 because 150 divided by 2. Okay. This is 150 divided by 2. This is explaining about rectangular 2. Before going to that, we have to find out the area. Area for 150 divided by 50 is 150 into 50 is equal to 7500 millimeter. After that, y value. Which reference we have to take? We have to take horizontal reference, go vertical from half of the component. This would be 150 divided by 2 is equal to 75 millimeter. Okay, I aware this would be very easy. Okay, after that x value, which reference we have to take? We have to take horizontal left line. This would be left line from here to half of the component. How much? From here to half of the component is 150 divided by 2. 150 divided by 2 is equal to 75. Okay, I think you well understood about this. I guess I am erasing this one for a better understanding. Okay. After finding the rectangular 1 and rectangular 2, we have to find out the x bar value and y bar value. How we have to find out this x bar and y bar? We have a formula that we'll look upon in next slide. Okay, this would be y bar. How to find out y bar? The distance between CG of the section to the bottom of the frame. Why would have taken bottom? Bottom means lowest line. This would be the lowest line. Lowest line for calculating the y values. Okay, y bar. The formula would be a1 y1 plus a2 y2. Why it is up to 2 values? Because we are only having two components, a1 y1 a2 y2 divided by a1 plus a2. A1 we got is 7500 millimeter square into the y1 is equal to 175 millimeter, 7500 millimeter square into 75, y2 is equal to 75 divided by area 1 is 7500 plus area 2 is 7500. After calculating this, after putting the values in calculator, you will get y bar values. How much? 125 millimeter. This is very much easy for calculating y bar value. We would have studied in center of gravity also. I guess this is not at all problem with you. After finding this one, after that the distance between each of the section and left face of the fan. Left face why? Left face means left vertical line for calculating y bar, right? Horizontal is for y bar. Okay, x bar is equal to the formula would be a1 x1 plus a2 x2 divided by a1 plus a2. As I said, up to 2 components because T section having only 2 components. Okay, 7500 is the a1 into x1 we found with left side line 75 plus 7500 millimeter square is the area 2 into 75 millimeter is the x2 value divided by area 1 is 7500 plus area 2 is equal to 7500. After putting these value in calculator, you would get x bar is equal to 75 millimeter. Okay, this part we already been covered in center of gravity chapter. I guess this not at all problem with you. Next thing is very important for calculating moment of inertia. Up to here we have studied, right? Okay, I'm moving to next slide. Okay. Firstly, in problem they have given, we find out the moment of inertia about x value and y. Both we have to find out. Okay, for that reason I am taking moment of inertia about x-axis. Right. First, as I told previous slide, what is the procedure to solve a problem? We have to after splitting that particular section, we have to individually find out the moment of inertia. This would be rectangular one. This would, next slide is at rectangular 2. Mi means moment of inertia of rectangular 1 about an axis through its center of gravity and parallel to x-axis. Parallel to x-axis is equal to what is the formula? Iz is equal to, as you solve, this is rectangular, right? This is your axis. This is x-axis. This is x-axis. Right. When you are looking from here, this is B, this is D, for example. Capital I am taking. This is B, this is D. Right. The formula would be when you are seeing from this, because x-axis is only seen by this side only. Right. First, which we are looking? B. First you are looking. Second, D you are looking. B D cube divided by 2. That formula we would have studied in session 1 part of this center of gravity, the moment of inertia problem. Right. B is equal to how much they have given. First component is equal to 150 millimeter and this web is equal to 50 millimeter. Right. This first looking we are 150, second looking is 50. 150 into 50 cube divided by 12. I will explain one more time because it is very difficult part. I will explain one more time. Right. I am taking out first component outside. Right. I am taking out first component outside. It look like that, like this. It look like this. Okay, it look like this. This is 150 millimeter, I guess. This is 50. Okay, this would be your x-axis. Right. I want to find out the moment of inertia about this particular component. I am looking from this side. Then only I will see x-axis line. Okay, and this we call it as breadth, this we call it as depth. Right. The formula would be, we have studied in previous session, the formula would be BD cube divided by 12. Right, BD cube divided by 12. That only we have taken. Okay, BD cube divided by 12. B is how much? 150 into D is 50. 150 into 50 cube divided by 12. After putting the value in the calculator, you will get 1.5625 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. Millimeter raised to 4 is the unit of moment of inertia. Okay. After calculating this one, how to find out the h value? For example, I will explain properly. This is T section. This is T section. Okay, this is T section. This value will be from here to here we got how much we got, from here to here how much we got. This is the center of gravity. Right, this value we got in previous slide. This value we got, y value is 125. This is 125. Right. And x value we got is 75. This value is 75. Okay. I am taking component this one. I am taking this component from here to lowest line. We are calculating x value now. We have to take axis of reference as horizontal. From here to here how much? It is having 175 millimeter. Because from here to here is 150, from here to half of the component is 25, 175. Right. How to find out the distance from here to this distance? We call it as h1. This distance we call it as h1. How to find out? 175 minus 125. 175 minus 125 is equal to 50 millimeter. Okay. After finding h1, we have to put these two values in parallel axis theorem formula. Ixx1 is equal to Ig1 plus A1 dot into h1 square. We got Ig1 is equal to 1.5625 into 10 raised to 6 plus area 1 is equal to 7500 plus the h value would be 50 square. The total Ixx would be 20.3125 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. This is the value of moment of inertia of rectangular one section. Okay, I will erase these things. Okay. Next slide we are moving to for calculating moment of inertia about rectangles. Of rectangular 2. This is rectangular. Similarly, we have to find out moment of inertia of rectangular 2. Moment of inertia of rectangular 2 about CG and parallel to x-axis. Right. Second component how look like? It is look like this. Right. This is away from that line. This is away from that line. This is right. From here to half of the component is 150 is equal to 75, and this would be what half of the component is 75. Right, 75. Okay. This is your x-axis. You are looking from this side, then only x-axis will looks you. Okay. This is 50. This is 150. Right. This is B value. This is D value. Formula would be BD cube divided by 2. B value is how much? 50 into D value is 150 cube divided by 2 is equal to 14.0625 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 2 is the value of Ig value of rectangular 2. Okay. After understanding this one, I will erase these things for better understanding. Okay. For H value, I am taking T component here. Okay. This is the center of gravity. This is center of gravity, right? Center of gravity. This is the reference. This would be the reference. From here to here, y bar value. From here to here is x bar value. This would have got how much? 125. This would be 125. Right. And this would be 75. This would be 75. Okay. How to find out H value? How to find out H value? How to find out H value? Right? How to find out H value? Up to here, we understood how to find out this value. After this, how to find out this H2 value? I am going to explain properly. Right, I am going to take T section, previous T section. This is T section. Right, T section. This is 150 millimeter from here to here. From the west part to the center of gravity, y bar is equal to 125 millimeter. Right, after that, from here to here, it is having 75. Right, after that, this total distance is 150. 150 means the half of this component is 75. Right, 75. This from here to, I am taking next color. From here to here it is 125. From here to here is it is 75. This left distance would be your rest. 125 minus 75. This 125 minus 75 is equal to 50 millimeter. I think you well understood about that. After finding Ig and H value, we have to put these two values in parallel axis theorem formula. Ix is equal to Ig2 plus A2 H2 square. Ig2 we got 14.0625 into 10 raised to 6 plus area 2 is 7500 into H2 is equal to 50 square. The Ixx of rectangular 2 is 32.8125 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. Unit of moment of inertia is millimeter raised to 4. After finding individual moment of inertia of component number 1, component number 2, we have to calculate. Next part is we have to calculate whole section about x-axis. How to find out? Ixx, the formula would be Ixx is equal to Ixx1 plus Ixx2. Ixx is equal to Ixx1 we got is 20 point, how much we got? This much we got, 20.3125 into 10 raised to 6. This one we got. You have to put this value in this formula. We got next value is 32. Ixx2 is equal to 32.8125. Both we have to put in this formula. X is equal to 20.3125 into 10 raised to 6 plus 32.8125 into 10 raised to 6. The whole moment of inertia about x-axis is 53.125 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. The unit also very important. You have to be write down with the every calculation part. Okay, we have to write down. If you are finding with the area, we have to put unit also. Otherwise, you will not get full marks. You have to be conclude with units also. Okay. After better understanding this slide, I am going to move the next slide. Which part we have to calculate? Up to here we have calculated the moment of inertia about y-axis. Only we are having two components. For that reason only we calculated x value, moment of inertia about y-axis value of two components only. Next thing we have to study is y-axis, because in problem they have asked both x-axis and y-axis. For that reason we are going to calculate with the y-axis. Okay. After this we have to individually calculate rectangular 1 and rectangular 2 as previously we have calculated. Okay. Here it is symmetrical. It is symmetrical about y-axis. It is symmetrical about, because it is symmetrical about y-axis. For that reason, h1 is equal to h2, because both are lying in same line. For that reason, h1 is equal to h2 is equal to 0. When the problem is symmetrical about the section, there may be very easy to calculate. h1 is equal to h2 is the formula. Once h1 is equal to h2 is the formula, in parallel axis theorem, a1 h1 square is the 0, because h is equal to 0, that would be the product part. For that reason the a2 also, a is also 0. Okay, only we have to calculate ig1 and ig2 and club both, and for whole calculation we have to club ig1 plus ig2. That's it. This is a summation of ig1 plus ig2. How to calculate ig1? I will erase this thing. I will erase these things for better understanding. Okay. I will take pen. Okay. The formula would be like this, right? What is the formula? Iy1 is equal to, according to parallel axis theorem, ig1 plus a1 h1 square. Because it is symmetrical about y-axis, for that reason h1 is equal to h2 is equal to 0. Once h1 is equal to 0, then this a is also 0. The whole term is equal to 0. Only we left with ig1. For that reason I am calculating only ig1. Okay. First thing, I am taking first component outside. It is like this in a manner. First component, right? First component is like this. This would be y-axis. How we may see from this side we can see this is 50, this is 150. Okay, this we call it as D, this we call it as B. First we are seeing D, for that reason I am taking D. Second we are seeing B, BD cube divided by 2. Okay, 50 is the D value into 150 is the breadth value cube divided by 2. The value of after putting in calculator we will get 14.0625 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. Okay, like this only we have to calculate. Similarly we have to calculate moment of inertia about rectangular 2. Axis through its region parallel to y-axis. Okay, h1 and h2 is equal to 0. For that reason only we are calculating this much. Okay, I am erasing this part because I am going to calculate the second part. Okay, but for better understanding. Okay, right, I am taking pen. Okay, rectangular 2 I am taking as used manner. I am taking, it is component I am taking outside. Y-axis is this one. We supposed to look from here. First we are looking 150 millimeter. This would be 150 millimeter and this would be 50 millimeter. This would be B value. This would be D value. I mean this would be D value. This would be B value. Right. D B cube divided. First we are seeing 150 into second we are seeing 50 raised to 3 divided by 2. Okay, 1.6. After putting calculator, I will get 1.5625 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. Okay, h1 and h2 is equal to 0 because the section is symmetrical. Okay, the section is symmetrical. After finding this one, we have to put the whole formula. Now moment of inertia of whole section about y-axis is equal to Iy is equal to Ig1 plus Ig2. Ig1 we got is 14.0625 into 10 raised to 6 plus 1.562 into 10 raised to 6. Iyy is equal to 15.625 into 10 raised to 6. After putting calculator these values, you will get 15.625 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. The unit of moment of inertia is millimeter raised to 4. By this section we conclude with what we discussed in previous contents. Our contents of this session is first one is theorem of perpendicular axis, second one is theorem of parallel axis, thirdly problems on moment of inertia. Right, we have only solved one problem. In successive classes we will solve many problems for better understanding. Right, after completion of that problem we have to be the outcome of this session. Outcome of this session would be the students will be able to understand the concept of theorem of parallel axis and perpendicular axis. I will explain properly about parallel and perpendicular axis with many more examples. After that, students are able to understand the concept and also apply the above concept to solve many problems like I section, T section and L sections. Right. The conclusion or outcome of this session is this one. Okay, after that, the MCQ questions for student. First question, what would be the second moment of force is called as? There would be four answers. First one is inertia point, second would be center of gravity, and third one is centroid, fourth one is moment of inertia. Students think about this problem. I will give the proper answers at the end of this session. I will explain one more time the MCQ question, first one. The second moment of force is called, there would be four options. One is inertial point, second one is center of gravity, third one is centroid, fourth one is moment of inertia. Second MCQ question. The parallel axis theorem equation is given as I z z is equal to I x x plus I y y. The first option is true or false. Students must read in their mind before going to answer. At the end of this session, MCQ session, I will give total answers. Third MCQ question is the perpendicular axis theorem equation is I z z is equal to I x s plus I y y. It is first option is true or false. Fourth MCQ question is the parallel axis theorem equation is IAB is equal to IG plus A into H square. First option is true, second option is false. Fifth question, the perpendicular axis theorem equation is IAB is equal to IG plus A. First option is true, second option is false. Sixth question, T section consists of how many rectangular sections? This is very easy for the students for answering the question. There would be four options. One is 4 rectangles, 3 rectangles, 2 rectangles and 1 rectangle. Think carefully before going to answer the things. Seventh question, name of the section which is symmetrical about y-axis. There would be 4 options, L section, Z section, T section and none of the above. Think carefully before going to answer. Next question, the section shown in the figure is, first option, you better understanding of the figure that would have come across in center of gravity problem. First one option is unsymmetrical, second one is symmetrical, third one is spherical, fourth one is none of the above. Next question, section which is made up of 3 rectangles, top flange, web and bottom flange. There would be 4 options, L section, I section, T section and none of the above. Before going to answer, students must read properly before going to answer carefully. Last question of this MCQ, this session, unit of moment of inertia is, think carefully, I would have told many times, moment of inertia unit, millimeter, millimeter square, millimeter raised to cube, millimeter raised to 4. Think before going to answer the question. Okay, next slide I will give the answer for whole 10 questions. First question answer is D. I am going back. First question answer is D. First question answer D. The second moment of force is called as moment of inertia. Okay. Second question answer is B. It is false. This IZZ is equal to IXS plus IY would be the formula for perpendicular axis theorem. Okay. Third question answer is A. Third question answer is A. The perpendicular axis theorem equation IZ is equal to IXS plus IY. This would be true because the perpendicular axis theorem is IZZ is equal to IXS plus IYY. Fourth question is equal to A answer. The parallel axis theorem is IA is equal to IG plus A into H square. The answer would be true because parallel axis theorem is IAB is equal to IG plus A into H square. Right. Fifth question would be B. Fifth question would be the perpendicular axis theorem is IAB plus IG plus A. It is false because this is not at all any equation. Either it would not be a perpendicular axis theorem or parallel axis theorem. Rotate. Question number 6 is C. Question number is 6 because T section only having two rectangles. Right. After that, question number 7 is C. Question number 7 is C. Unsymmetrical about y-axis is the only T section. First problem we have solved today is the T section only. It is symmetrical about y-axis. Okay. Eighth question is B. The shown figure is symmetrical. The T section is symmetrical about y-axis. For that reason, the answer would be B. Ninth question would be B. And section which is made up of three rectangle section, top flange, web flange, and bottom flange is I section. B value. B answer. Last question 10 is D. Question 10 is millimeter raised to 4 is the moment of inertia unit. Okay. After all these MQs, before going to answer MCQs, think properly and answer it. If you have any doubt, please clarify with this. Very thank you. Thank you for your patience.